Hello friends, this is Meredith with Organic Lines Art and Design, and today I have with me a little visitor. This is Jade, my puppy, and she'll be crafting with us today. We're going to be doing a little warm-up, easy peasy marker art doodling. So let's get started. Okay, so starting with our Create It Goals journal that we made a couple videos ago, we're focusing on our marker art. So let's go ahead and get started. All you need is paper. This paper is nice and heavy and it's nice and smooth, so it'll be perfect for our markers. And then of course you need markers. So I have a whole bunch of different markers in here and this beautiful array of brush tip markers here. And any markers you have on hand will do, but I do want to mention waterproof markers are good because that helps them from smearing when you add color with other markers. So I have some brush tip. These are Pitt Artist pens and it says waterproof, so that's good. I also have, they have different nibs of these. So this is an itty bitty extra fine nib, which I love for detail work. Not necessary for doodling. Same with the brush tip. Love a brush tip. Again, not necessary for doodling. This one has a cool type of brush tip as well. And then this one is another nice fine point. So you can use whatever you want. Oh, let's see what this one is. Oh, this one is a metallic. So this is a bullet nib, and actually a bullet nib would be good to work with for our doodling. But I don't have a regular black one on hand, so I'm just going to use one of the fine tips, or actually the brush tip. Okay, so make enough space for your hand to move around the paper freely. And the thing about doodling is that there is no right or wrong. Doodling is just making marks. Sometimes art teachers might bring up continuous line drawings where you're actually drawing something and you're not lifting your pen up off the paper. And that's actually a good way to start doodling. Not that you have to draw something, but you just start drawing. So I am gonna switch pens again. We'll go super fine. So let's start. And again, I don't have anything in mind to draw. I have so many things on my mind, but I don't know what to draw. So I'm just gonna start putting pen to paper and see what happens. So that's a fun line to start with. And you can keep going. Just start adding other little things onto that. Those are kind of like leaf shapes. And I'm not sure where this is going, but this is already working. I can tell that my mind is starting to relax a little bit. And that's what happens when you start making art and you start just relaxing and kind of going with the flow. And not having any expectation for an end result makes it more fun and more open and more easy, at least for me. I think other people might possibly get a little more tense if they don't have a plan. So this is actually a good exercise for people who like to plan everything. So this is a little bit more spontaneous, and it's meant to help your brain get into the practice of relaxing. And if you truly have no clue what to do in order to doodle, I like to refer back to art class in school, if you had art class, and if not, one of the things that I was taught in my art classes are the elements and principles of design, which are line, shape, texture, pattern. So we're using lines. I'm adding different shapes and patterns. So you can always refer back to the good old days in school. Or you can just keep putting your pen to the paper and drawing. So I kind of like where it is right now. Well, maybe I need one more of these shapes over on this side. Let's put it right here. The other leaf shape. Do a little radiating design, like that. Beef up kind of some of these lines, although we can always go back in with the black and beef them up later. So we'll leave it like this for now. Let's add some color. So these are all my black markers. I'll put those to the side. And what I have are some really cool highlighters. So these highlighters, just to show you what they look like, they have a shimmer in them. And they come in a 4-pack. So there's rose gold, more of a purpley, and then silver and gold. And I'll hold them up so you can see how they shimmer. Not sure if you can see it very well, but they have this subtle shimmer to them. So I love possibly adding one of these into it, and I'm a big fan of rose gold. So I'm gonna do a large amount of the rose gold here. Now the only thing is this has a highlighter tip, so just be aware of that. It's better for larger areas than smaller areas, but boy does it sparkle. It's really cool. And I also have some other markers that are super duper. These are shimmer markers, so they're very, very shimmery. And I think maybe this orange, or maybe this blue, or maybe this green, one of these colors. I think I'll stick with the green for right now, just to show you what this looks like. It's a very, very shimmery marker. So that's the green. I'll show you the blue. Oh, and these are like paint markers, so you have to warm them up. You have to get the ink down by pushing the nib in. So it's the blue, and here's the orange. So in these markers, you can actually see some of the gold or the silver shimmer in with the color. So a lot of the silver comes through. So I'm going to use the green on this leaf here, and I'm going to go right over my black marker, my line art. So I can still see it, but it has a coating of shimmery green on it. And with that in mind, I'm going to stick with the green, and this is a big brush light green. So that's what this looks like. And it doesn't have shimmer, but I just like the color. So this is a big brush, but they also have just regular size brush nibs, but these are really good for covering a lot of area. But they have a nice nib, so you can do something as small as this. So you could do, sorry Jade, you could do poster art with these, or you could do fine detailed art like this. And I do have this set, which I haven't used yet, this set of markers. So let's open these up. And these are highlighters again. So they'll have the thicker nib, but I love the colors, so I want to try them out. Especially the green. Oh, and maybe the coral. Oh, and maybe one of the blues and teal. Okay, I'll take them all out. We can just see what all of them look like. So that's really light. That's really pretty. These are actually perfect for Easter. These pastel-y type colors. Ooh, I really like that one. Ooh, and I like that one. Now let's see this one. Oh yeah, that one too. So it looks like I'm kind of leaning towards the blues and greens today, but I'll keep that yellow one out there too. So let's add some of this into our drawing. So full on peach, we'll call this peach. I think this blue might be a little too bright, so I'll put that one back for now. And this is going to be dark, and I only want little hints of dark in here. So just little spots. Okay, maybe this one too. And when you're coloring with marker, you'll see the strokes really show up. So if you color over one area you've already colored, it's more likely to be darker. And that's just something to know when you're using marker. That's just how it is. So you want to be mindful of it. Unless you're using marker paper. If you're using marker paper, then you can color in many different ways, and the colors kind of just, the marker blends together very nicely and lays flat without really showing too much brush strokes or marker strokes, unless it dries and then you add more to it. So your paper is very important. Oh, I really like how that looks. So if you do add the same color over a dried area, it will become darker like here. So that stripe was dry, and then I added more marker to it and it became more dark, which will help with shading or adding dimension. Let's see what this color looks like. Ooh, that's nice and bright. And I need to fill these in here. So I want another light color. All right, so most of this is colored in. I'd say 99% of it is colored in. And now is the time, if you want to go back to your doodle, maybe you see something happening that you really like. What I really like is this little leaf shape is now looking a lot like an angel wing to me. So I want to add another one somewhere to have two wings. So I'm going to just find my marker and add the second wing. Metallic I'll go with. I have a yellow here. I think that'll be good. And I'm just going to add some little accents of the neon. I meant neon. And I think I have neon green. Yeah. So here's our neon green. And these are subtle little lines, but they really add a little more interest to your drawing, to your doodle. I'll hold it up so you can see where the neon has been put. All right, so in honor of our little visitor here today, I want to include my puppy dog's name somewhere within here, so I'll add her name, Jade, possibly right through here. And let's see, I have my brush tip. Well, I think I'll go with another metallic. That's too purple. That's nice. So, J, A, D, E. That's from my girl Jade Pants. And I'll add just a little definition underneath to call out her name. There's Jade. And of course I need to put a couple hearts because I love our little pup. And we'll bring that little design element in over here too, to kind of help interest level again. It's Jade. Good. And I think I need to do something a little more with those dots. So that maybe, let's see, this is too bright. Ooh, that's very bright. How would that look? Let's just try it. Ooh, yeah, that's nice and bright. Well, I like it. I'll add some of that color in other places to help bring it together again. So over this metallic color, it kind of tones it down. It's not as bright. And I like to add these little dots and sometimes little sparkly shapes to make it look a little magical. And now I think I need to call out her name a little bit more. And add a little bit more definition with the fine tip of this pen. So this doodle became something of a piece of abstract art, celebrating my little puppy dog, Jade. A little more neon. Okay, I think that is really fun. So I am gonna call this doodle done. And I'll sign my initials and date it just because that's what actual artists do. Well, that's how I doodle with markers. And as you can see, I turned my doodle into a fun little piece of art for my puppy dog, Jade. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you continue to follow me at Organic Lines Art and Design. Bye-bye.